This is Bryant Rousseau with National Underwriter, reporting from Joplin, Missouri.
The devastating tornado that touched down here on May 22nd caused damage that can't be described with words. It needs to be seen to be believed.
To get a better sense of how the industry is responding to the disaster, we spent the day with State Farm Insurance. We spoke with a local agent and went on site to meet with two catastrophe claims specialists.
Generally, this is the worst catastrophe I've seen in my 5 years' experience in catastrophe work.
Devastation across a very large area is very uncommon, not anything I'd ever seen in my 5 years.
Were there one or two claims that really stand out for you that were the most unforgettable?
I was talking to this one couple who they were renting a house, so it was a renter's policy, but they hid in the bathtub because a lot of these places are just on slabs or crawl spaces. It was a young married couple, and they got in the bathtub the last second, pulled the mattress over them, and they ended up 2 houses down, still in the bathtub. And the husband's truck ended up where the bathtub used to be.
What were the first 24 hours like? What were you doing? What were you thinking?
Well, the first thing was, of course, is everybody I know safe, whether it was my employees or, my family. And of course, you think of all your customers and you're trying to find out, well, where exactly did it hit? Not having any idea of how massive the devastation was. And, right away you figure out you have lots of customers that have had a serious situation. The people walking in, the phone calls, everything was just overwhelming, and just the stories so emotionally devastating that it was just very challenging for all of us to try to give them the comfort they needed, besides the help they needed, and in the timely manner that we're accustomed to taking care of our customers. It's just been a traumatic experience for everybody.
Up next, we go on site with Steve and Jasmine as they visit a policyholder's home that was totally destroyed by the tornado.
What we've seen here, obviously this is a complete total loss at this house. Some of them are nothing but the slab is left, so maybe a pile of rubble on top of it. Then you get to houses like this where the interior walls are still standing and maybe a partial exterior wall.
What would you start when you arrive at a place like this? What are some of the first steps that you take?
Basically, what I would typically do is kind of just do my walk around, take some initial photos. If it's safe to do so in a situation like this with the aerial measurements and things that we have, I may go ahead and take a verifying measurement along one of the longer portions of an elevation. If there's roofing intact, possibly on the roof as well, just so that we can verify the measurements we received are correct. The policyholder is not here at that point. Continue taking some photos of damages, personal property, etc., that may be visible, and then following up with the policyholder to complete the survey so we can get the detailed information in regards to the home.
How are you going to help rebuild Joplin? What is the role of State Farm in sort of keeping the community strong?
Well, I think first we want people to feel comfortable about staying in Joplin. We want to encourage that, and we know that's a decision that they have to make. A lot of people, this is their home, and that's where they want to be, and so we just hope we're providing the service and the finances they need to rebuild, either where they were on their lot, or at least stay in the community and purchase something else.
What sort of either training or strategies that you found on your own are effective when you're dealing with someone who's had such, when they've lost so much and you're seeing them so soon after? How do you deal with that?
It varies between the people because each person is different. So you kind of have to read off of their emotions, and that's just something that comes. I don't know. Some people have a skill, some people don't. But it's. I worked in customer service for a long time in different areas as far as retail. So I've learned to deal with customers before I came into insurance. I grew up in a retail environment, and I think that's helped me in a lot of ways.
And talk about the rewards of the job. What do you find rewarding about this type of work?
Really, the ability to come out and help people. Sometimes, especially in this type of situation, you see them at almost their very worst. And if you can come in and you can put their mind at ease and help them to realize that, yes, this is absolutely devastating, but we are here to try to put you back as whole as we can. We know that we can't, what we're doing for you, we're replacing, material things. But in that process, we want to try to make you feel as comfortable as we possibly can. We want to make you have as much confidence in us and our abilities as we possibly can. And at the same time, we're here to listen. If you just need to tell your story, absolutely. We want to hear your story and know what you've gone through.